We're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, the Super BS Gamescast, and we share our thoughts on the best video games of 2024. So catch it today on YouTube at Pop Culture Cosmos or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, Inside Sports Fantasy Football. I'm going to gather the guys together to talk some football for the playoffs, NFL, and also what happened in our fantasy football playoffs as well. That'll be coming up next week on Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Also, as well, of course, yes, no worries, Xbox. Truly appreciate it, my friend. We're still waiting. I'm still waiting on a reply. I'll just let you know that right now, Xbox. Still haven't heard from the range guy that put out these lies during the course of the game. Also, as well, go ahead and check us out each and every time we have a game at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Good crowd tonight with the Lakers and the Hawks. Go ahead and check us out each and every game right there for you at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Also, as well, hopefully we will have John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Please like and subscribe. Joe Soros game, Crypt, Coreupt on Steam. The Lakerholics crew, they'll be here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for your viewing pleasure on the Lakers Fast Break on YouTube. And also as well, of course, John McCallion, Empire Jeff TV covering the Lakers and the Dodgers. Also as well, Lakers in 5. Of course, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! Also as well, of course, Alfred Esmond, Legend 350. Also as well, of course, Stone Hansen. All these great people. Please support them. But make sure you also like and subscribe. We are just over 2,000. 2,000 subscribers strong right there for you. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe today and like our videos so you can get the word out to everybody else. So they've been very divisive on us, but they can't stop watching us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. They love us, they hate us, but they can't stop watching us, which is the best thing ever for us. Don't stop watching us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. And last but certainly not least, I want to give a big shout out to everyone out there who are or just became a member, including Sam. Sam is a member again. Truly great to have him a part of what we're doing here. And also as well, wanted to go ahead and make sure we give a big shout out to our newest members that are out there, Mal and Big Watch. Truly appreciate all three of you joining up. Become a member today. You get inside stuff as far as information, articles, videos I put up there first. There's some shorts that I made members exclusive only now. So go ahead and check it out today. Right there for you from all of us right here at the Lakers Fast Break podcast. I can't see what's... Oh, the range. Yes, the range. So far, I have not heard back from the range yet. So talk.
That's from life, Gerald. When
yes. I'm checking my email. I have it right here in another tab, Sean.
Don't be scared.
I said
you scared, huh? Don't be scared.
Instructions were not hard at all. They were not hard at all, guys. Email us so I can give you a link. I do not give it out on the air because if that's the case, if anybody just shows up, get a whole bunch of stuff going on, fry up the system, etc. If you want to come on the show, we've always said, sure, just email me. LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com. Go ahead, Sean, before we get into the game.
No, I was going to say, Joe's like DMX. You want to take it there? You want to go there? we could go there.
That is the worst area you want to discuss if you come with some BS. That's the worst area.
I mean, Joe, all I said, simple instructions. I said, just give us 15 minutes to go ahead and get the game going as far as wrap up what happened, some initial thoughts, and we'll get you in on your Kobe back, argument that you want to have with Joe. You go ahead and you talk that talk, you insult. Exactly. And then
you guys are killing this guy. You guys are killing this guy right now.
He killed
like
us.
chicken tonight. Like chicken tonight. Like chicken tonight.
Hey, maybe he's getting his encyclopedia ready. Who knows?
Well, John, think of it this way. Okay, let's say you had a bully at school. You had someone talking all the smack at you, time, and you finally just said you had enough. You said, okay.
Yeah, that happened to me once. I punched him in the face in the classroom. I never got bothered again.
Exactly, that'll do it. But let's say, okay, dude, you think you're all mad? Let's after school, right there, 3:00. Meet me out on the field. You go there, and then you're out on the field, John, and you're waiting for this guy, and you're waiting, and you're waiting.
Kind of how it feels right now, huh?
Yeah, kind of. That's all talk, and once he gets challenged, he said,
tastes like victory.
He said, you guys don't allow us on the show. I'm just like, excuse me?
Yeah, he's making an exit. Yeah. Dude, no one's ever came on the show that yapped. No one. How long we've been doing this?
Over
no one.
3 years.
I remember Kenneth Stone. He had an issue with you. You guys worked it out on camera.
His was different. He was a part of your show already.
No, he wasn't.
You sure?
Yeah, he was just a guest.
No, he wasn't yet.
And he wanted to talk to you. And he did, because he had some points he was trying to make. He made some very valid points. You came back. You guys found a happy medium. You guys respected. Now he's a big fan of yours. I always see whenever he comes on the chat, he's a big fan of yours.
Kenneth wasn't also a blind jackass trying.
Yeah, he was very respectful.
Fight a samurai.
He disagreed with Joe, but he came on the air and he shared his points in a valid fashion, and then they came to a happy medium. Now he loves Joe. So
I think what happened with Ken is it happens to a lot of people who meet me for the first time. They think I have some kind of an idea of things, and then when they start talking to me, they quickly realize, wait a minute, this is not one of those things.
Joe grows on you like moss.
Like fungus.
Joe definitely grows on you for sure.
Yes, like it's The Last of Us or something.
Well, I grow on you because how many people do you know do what they say?
And say me? What they do, indeed. But the Lakers.
That's probably why you guys like me, because you guys are about that.
Well, let me do the wrap up. So the range doesn't have any excuses or anything like that. The Lakers came in tonight, coming off the success of a not okay performance. Leave it what it is. They won against Portland last night, but second of a back-to-back at home, this time with Atlanta stopping by from the ATL. And Trey Young in the house. What would that do for the Lakers? They had a day off. The Lakers didn't. Didn't matter because the Lakers, despite some defensive misgivings, they played a team that didn't care about at all on defensive end, as the Lakers got out to a 65-point first half and just kept it going with a third quarter with 30, just outscoring them 31-29. Basically, they just kept them at bay and had a comfortable lead. Even Bronny got into the game as the Lakers pulled away at the end with a 7-point, outscoring the Hawks by 7 points. And the Lakers do win in a nice offensive game. Atlanta decided to not show up with their defense today. Good for us. Bad for them as they win 119-102 over the Hawks today. Anthony Davis came back after taking the day off. 18 points, 19 rebounds. Much better on the defensive end. He didn't shoot all that well, but again, for the defensive end, 3 block shots. Rui Hashimura had 13. LeBron James, we thought we might get old LeBron today. Nope. 30 points, 8 assists. Another great performance from him. Austin Reeves, at least on the offensive end, I'll say that. Don't want Darren to go ahead and get mad at me again. Austin Reeves, 20 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. And DFS came in. He hit 2 3-pointers, 8 points for him, plus 12 on the game for him. And Dalton Connect had a good first half, 13 points overall. And the Lakers, again, 119-102. And here today, to go ahead and talk about today's game, are 3 awesome panelists. I'm hoping a 4th, but I don't know. The range might have gone off the range, but we'll see. First man up, first man here. It is, of course, the man behind Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Please subscribe today. on YouTube. It is, of course, John Costa. John, great to have you here. A man who has a daughter like I do that loves Kelsey Plum. With that, Kelsey Plum might have played better defense than Atlanta, Los Angeles Lakers, my friend, because the Lakers took advantage of Atlanta taking the night off on defense. And you know what? Even though that AD had an off shooting game, didn't matter. They basically dictated the tempo and got the easy win.
Absolutely, absolutely. And everybody that's here in the chat, what's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? And funny how Nick T said this comment right at this time, because this is the first thing that I wanted to talk about, guys. This is going to be a roller coaster. Like I said, as soon as the D'Lo trade went through, I was like, oh man, like I worry about not having a playmaker. Let's put Austin Reeves in that role. I mean, like now we have Austin Reeves in that role. Let's see how it works out. There's gonna be some good games and there's gonna be some bad games like today, man. Not even necessarily that he had a bad game, but it was just more the turnovers. And Nick T, you brought it. You brought up a great
6
point.
turnovers for Austin Reeves. Yes.
Absolutely, 6 turnovers for Austin Reeves, and I don't want to. I'm not gonna. I don't want to misspeak, but I believe he had. I believe it was 4 of our 8 in the first half. So again, understandably so, because he is on ball a lot more. But this is the concerns that I had, because he's getting better with his playmaking, but at the end of the day, like how kind of Chris saying, I don't think that Austin gets nervous when he dribbles the ball, but I just think that that's not naturally the player that he is. So he just is more likely to fumble up the ball a lot more, which is frustrating. But we're in too deep, guys. We are in way too deep. Austin Reeves is our point guard, whether we like it or not. Now, to touch on some other stuff in this game, want to give some credit to LeBron James, because I mean I think we all thought this was chalk up. LeBron James not playing today. He ends up coming out playing today, because AD sat last night, so we're thinking, all right, cool, they're gonna do a little switch my turn your turn type stuff, and LeBron
Or I
didn't
thought
play.
we would get old LeBron today because on a back to back.
Exactly right, old LeBron, but
But I was
no,
wrong, and I'm glad. I'm very glad
ex-
because of it.
exactly right, and that's my point that I want to talk about. LeBron shows up 30 points in 30 minutes. But here's the man that I want to talk about. Yes, he had 18 points and 19 rebounds. But I was talking to my friend Mike, and shout out Coach Mike. He was there in the playback with us. I was talking about AD, and he said, like, I finally see what you guys are talking about when you say AD's effort just isn't there, right? And I think that tonight was, I think, another example. I could point to so many plays in this game where I just saw, honestly, a lack of effort, especially on the board, especially like on the boards. And I think that AD dictates that for this team. He has to be the head of the snake. Whatever the head of the snake does, the rest of the body will follow. So if AD is hustling on the glass, if AD is giving that extra effort, I think the rest of the players will. And tonight, nobody brought it. We're just happy. I'm just happy that we played a Hawks team that decided to play even less defense than we did tonight. Um, but happy to be here, though, guys. Great Lakers win. Lakers win is a win.
Great to have you here. But 19 rebounds for AD tonight, though. The block shots, he had 3. I mean, he seemed to control the lane at times. I know he did get beat on a couple of occasions, but for the most part, at least the interior defense seemed to be acceptable with him out there.
My biggest thing is, for a good amount of the game, he had Clint Capella on him, right? And I think that there's certain matchups, and I look to well, I don't want to say Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid might be a really bad example of this, but there's certain players. Oh, actually, Jokic. Jokic is a perfect example of this. Go watch Jokic in the game that he has a smaller guy on him. He has a mismatch. He doesn't waste no time. He is immediately, give me that ball, bully, 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 get out the way. And those are the things that I think that Anthony Davis needs to do a little bit more. So when I talk about his effort, you're right. 19 boards was great tonight, but the effort. I mean, you got an older Clint Capella on you. You're supposed to be primetime AD, and I felt like I got more effort from from a LeBron James tonight. So, um, just nitpicking the little stuff because when you're great, I mean, when you want to be
Not a
great,
good
it's
shooting.
what
Not
it
a good shooting night. I agree with you there. 6 of 17. Maybe it's taking the day off. I don't know what it was. But yes, 19 rebounds for him, plus 17 on the game. I thought defensively he brought something much better against Atlanta than he did against Cleveland. But maybe it's because they were playing Atlanta instead of playing. So I'll just leave it at that. But also here today, good man indeed. He is the madman from Toronto. He did get out of Toronto traffic to head up along with John Costa, Xbox, Dan, Laker Nick, yeah, and Joe too. On our Lakers Fast Break coverage on playback.tv's House Lakers Fast Break, it is the Magic Man, Sean Grice. Sean, great to have you here. Your thoughts again? First half, not a whole lot of defense that was outstanding to look at, but the Lakers again executed well on offense. LeBron was hitting shots today, which again was surprising on a back-to-back. I'll take it. You always worry about those back-to-backs or him playing within close proximity at his age, but you know what? He looked like vintage LeBron today on the offensive end.
He certainly did, Joe. 13 of 20 from the field, respectable true shooting of about just a little over 70%, I think. Picked his spots. The three ball was really working for him tonight. He felt on his legs, got his legs really underneath him. You could tell right away off his first 3-point attempt on the night whether or not he's going to have a good shooting night from beyond the arc or not. And it looked pretty fluid tonight. Austin Reeves did not get another 10 assist game, Gerald, so the streak ends at 4. However, this is 6 straight games now with at least one Laker averaging 5 or more assists. So since D'Lo's been out, other than LeBron, I should say. So since D'Lo's been out, the facilitating hasn't really taken a nosedive, and the bench scoring hasn't really taken a nosedive either, Gerald, because it seems like Dorian Finney-Smith and Dalton Connect hit timely threes today for the bench.
There you go. Absolutely. Well said, my friend. By the way, Sean, I'm looking out over the range. I don't see the range. Do you?
I don't see him.
Yeah, nothing in
Guess
my
he ran
email.
back. Guess he ran back to Mama's basement.
Yeah, he must have. Yeah.
Joe is fuming. Joe can't wait. Joe wanted him to be here.
Joe
Joe
wanted Mama's boy on here.
You all wanted him to be here, but
I still want to see Joe go off like that.
Maybe the range is right.
It's unfortunate because that's a ratings thing. That's what gets the ratings going.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of balance in those who like calm and collective, and then those that love to watch havoc.
Just to see Sean do chicken wings.
It's a narrative that I've heard since then. It's a narrative that I've heard since then, and it's to downplay Kobe's career. It's what fed that whole issue with him and Shaq, and it's unfortunate that it got to them as well. But if you want to really dig deep on the Shaquille O'Neal thing, you got to understand that, and this is you're gonna have to explain the reality of it. You can't interpret it as a dig. Shaq got swept almost every year after his second season. And a lot of that wasn't with Kobe. Granted, 99 was with Kobe, 98 was with Kobe, but Kobe was not starting in 98, and Kobe, there was a lockout in 99 and head coaching turmoil, and Dennis Rodman played a little bit that year. That it was kind of an imbalanced year. It wasn't until roles were defined and focus was 100% in 2000 before they actually started really understanding what they were doing. And if Kobe is not on that team, the LA Lakers are not winning the championship. that year. It's that simple. So if you're going to say that Shaq carried Kobe, you're a moron, number one. Number two, you weren't there to watch, or you were just too stupid to understand what you were looking at. 2001, like I told you on playback, go ask the San Antonio Spurs in 2001 and 2002 who they really game planned for. And they'll tell you. And that's the Spurs. That's Greg Popovich. That's the legit rivalry in the 2000s, the San Antonio Spurs. And let them tell you.
Like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
How many second fiddles dropped 48 and 16 in a closeout game in Sacramento? How many second fiddles do that?
Most people think that's a shake and bake commercial. It's actually ragu.
The ending of the Kings that year was this.
Delicious.
After they poisoned them the year before? 48 and 16 in Staples North at that time. Oh, yeah, and Spurs was it 41 and 45? I'm sorry, 48 and 41. I'm sorry, 48 and 45 in back-to-back games.
Okay, Joe, you took out the trash. A couple of I don't know, 160 pounds of.
It doesn't matter if you weren't there. I can tell you what's up, but you're gonna go hang out with your friends, and they're not gonna know. They weren't there. They didn't feel the game. You got to feel the game when it's live, folks. That's how you can't, YouTube videos ain't gonna do anything for you.
Joe
he got 38 and 16.
Joe handled rave like the way Jimmy Conway handled French from Goodfellas.
Still waiting, guys. Still waiting.
Compost.
No sign of the range.
Miami Heat Nation, what's up?
I'm the commentary man.
But also here today, good man indeed. He is, of course, one of the guys behind, of course, Crypt, which you need to get now on Steam. That's COREUPT, the Fighting Game Deluxe, the indie game they'll be talking about in 2025.
What are you getting excited for, Joe?
And also, as well, he owns his company.
I can't say the lines in that one. Everything's an F word.
What are you getting excited for?
And we're Kobe fans too, YYC. So again, I just wish he would have been able to come on to explain his side, but he chose not to. He chose to chicken out. It is, of course, the guy that owns SimBlades, SimBladesWithY.com. It is Joe. Great to have you here. The Lakers with the victory right now are 20 and 14. They move up to 4th place in the Western Conference. They've won 8 out of their last 11 games. And they're 2 games behind Houston, which Sean will have a conversation with about tomorrow with a great guest, if all goes well. And that's the case, Joe. We don't have to eat olives because it came in the 34th game and not the 30th game. So we avoid that. But still, a good sign. We said the time is now for the Lakers to move up in the standings because the schedule would allow for that. And so far, the returns in 2025 are pretty good.
Yes, so this makes this next 2 games a little bit more reasonable in terms of a split. That's what this victory
Texas trip coming up.
Correct. If they split there, it's not a catastrophe as it would have been had they lost this game. And by the way, this game was the perfect home game in January. They controlled the game pretty much the entire time. LeBron only played 30 minutes and scored 30. That man, if you had that and you win like this and he scored 22 even, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's keep doing that.
The bench only scored 29 points.
The other thing is the activity from the young guys was there, and they did hit timely shots. See, timely shots typically are in that mid-range 4th quarter when you're trying to extend the lead or try to kind of get past whatever you're getting past. So Dorian Finney-Smith hit 2 key 3-pointers, and Dalton hit a 3-pointer. Guys, that's 9 points. That's a lot of points. Those are more than timely shots. Those are winning shots. for your team, especially when the psychology of it too. When you guard LeBron, you guard AD, you guard Austin, arguably the third best player on the team, and then you still have these other guys off the bench who end up making you pay. There's a psychology involved that as soon as that happened, you started seeing Atlanta start going, oh shoot, I don't think we're going to make it tonight. And that right there is what winning basketball is. There's a way to shut down. Of course, I'm not going to say LeBron's turnaround mid-range jumpers were not important. I actually would hope. I wish he would do more of those. He was very successful with that mid-range for the first few title close runs, or the title and the year after that. I wish he'd kind of go back to that because I think he can make that shot more consistently than the obvious late game 3-point shot. AD, again, capped at 3 blocks. I could have sworn he had 5 tonight. I think he had 3 just impact blocks where you're just like, damn. I don't know what it is about these statisticians.
He looked much more active on defense, Joe, in my opinion, than he did against Cleveland.
Well, the rest cannot be understated. That extra 3-4 days matters, especially when you have a plantar fasciata issue, foot issue. This is the stuff that's going to. This is where JJ is going to make his money here tonight. He's going to have to. They're going to have to somehow figure out how to take advantage, and they did. They actually did, whether on purpose or not, because AD did play 7 minutes in that one game where they won. But 3 games where LeBron didn't play and AD, the last 3 games, they won them. They won them. So that's great. Now, here's another thing to look at. The Lakers right now are 20-14. And they are 7 games away from mid-season. Can the Lakers go 5-2 the rest of the way, or the next 7 games? What does that mean? Well, if they go 5-2, they're on pace to win 50 games. If they get 50 games, I predicted they'd win 41. If they get to 50, it's almost guaranteed they're going to get at least a 4 seed, based off what you're seeing now. And that right there would be.
And it's possible. And it's freaking possible.
It's possible, but they still need 1 more or maybe 2 more guys.
Yes, but look at this, Joe.
Yeah, preferably another big, and then preferably a scorer guard, a guard that can score. That's kind of where that is. Yeah,
I agree with you on that. And to talk about those next 7 games, look, we have Rockets, Mavs, Hornets, Spurs, Heat, Brooklyn, and then Clippers.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
I'll read it out for you.
I got it.
What y'all got for the Rockets?
So let's say you want to pull it up, Sean.
Well, no, I just pulled up. We have a 4-1 record on back-to-back, so I'll pull it up right now. The schedule. Just give me.
Yeah, go ahead. I usually have it on. I have it here, but I'd like to show it to everybody too.
Yeah,
we'd like to show it to everybody.
Just gotta pull it up here. Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah. So the Rockets. Yeah, I agree. People in the chat are saying the Rockets might be a tough out. The Rockets will definitely be back. YYC said Luka instantly back.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Oh no, he said hopefully Luka isn't back. No, it's just funny because you know how people come back just against the Lakers.
Okay, let's look at this from a realistic standpoint. You have Houston, Dallas, Charlotte, San Antonio, Miami, Brooklyn. We're not gonna go to LA yet. We're just gonna go with the next 7 games. Let's say we lose to Houston and beat Dallas. Then you would have to win the rest. I'm sorry. Then if you beat Charlotte, and then maybe you split the San Antonio 2, and then you win in Miami and win in Brooklyn, you're sitting at
Miami and Brooklyn are home games, so I think those are wins. So I think 5-2 is conceivable.
I think 5-2 is very doable with this. Absolutely. They split the Texas road trip, they split the San Antonio games, and win the rest. You're looking at a team that's on pace for 50 games.
They could sweep that San Antonio series as well because they're at home. It's not in San Antonio.
I'm factoring in one home loss that they're going to lose, and I'm just throwing that in there just because it would make more sense to get a split between a team that's kind of good versus Miami and Brooklyn that are like and Charlotte are You know, I think 5-2 should be, if they play like the way they've been playing. I think 5-2 with this road trip. I'm sorry, with this homestand and the Texas two-step. I think it's very realistic.
Very, very realistic. And another thing that I will add to that is, well, actually, not to add to that, to counter that, I'm actually going to say, as a Lakers fan, how much do we know that like we'll fuck around and beat like the hardest team, and then we'll like lose to like the Hornets or something like that. Like that's one of my biggest things that I want to say going into this road trip, because I don't know if you guys can relate, but as a Lakers fan, I feel like so many times when I talk to other people and we're gonna play like a weak team, they're like, "Oh, well, you guys should have this in the bag." I'm like, "Well, you just never know with the Lakers." So I just want to preface that because I think it's extremely doable, that 5-2 record, especially with what we have. But with the Lakers, you never know. Like they'll come out like, "Oh, well, we've won the last two, so we're just not gonna come out that same intensity," and then you end up getting your head stepped on by a bad team.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. I'm glad you brought that up. I know people have their own subjective idea on what's bad and what's good, but looking at their schedule, who did they really lose to this year that was really bad? I know Detroit isn't a 500 team, but they're actually not a bad team. Orlando's obviously not a bad team. Phoenix now is sucking, right now. But they weren't a bad team.
Well, the first Cleveland loss was a ragdoll loss. That was a ragdoll loss.
No, I'm talking about losing to a bad team. Like if they were to lose.
Oh, a bad team.
Yeah, if they lost to Portland, something like that, right? They haven't really lost, honestly. If you the Detroit losses were, I don't think Detroit's a bad team. They're like a mediocre team, but they're not a bad team. The Lakers haven't had a loss to a bad team, and right now they're going to play Charlotte. They're going to play Washington. They're going to play Jesus. Where am I here? Brooklyn, and then Miami. In terms of bad, they're all messed up right now with this Jimmy Butler thing. So I think it's fine. I think that the losses that burn right now are the last Atlanta loss and that Orlando loss.
And Joe, he's not going to be playing that game. That falls within the 7-game suspension that Pat Riley laid down.
Perfect. And we got worked by Miami, and Miami, I think we owe them a little bit of a payback now. But they are in the driver's seat right now. Should there not be any injuries or anything like that, they're in the driver's seat to run a setup here for the next 7 games and get on pace to possibly winning 50 games. They get 50 games. They get up to 50 games. If they're 50-32 at the end of the year, they're going to get a 4 seed. And that is huge.
Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is John Costa, Clutch Talk on Lakers Corner, the Magic Man, Sean Grice, and, of course, Joe Soro. We're still looking for the range. Still not here. Oh, well. The offer was made, but unfortunately someone decided not to take up on us. The Lakers do win, however, tonight, and they pull into 4th place in the Western Conference with a 119-102 victory over Atlanta. John, I'll bring it back to you. When you see the Lakers now, again, the trade that was made earlier this week, we were going over it back and forth.
A subscriber.
Thank you, Young. Appreciate you, Young, subscribing to us. Always great to have subscribers. We're now over 2,000 and growing. Truly appreciate it. Let me ask you this, John, though. The early returns, this was DFS's best game or best showing by far since the trade. Still only 8 points, but yes, gave us a couple threes, gave us a 2. Again, I still would like to see more, but is he going to be given the opportunity to do more? Shake is sort of a wild card in this situation, so you don't know which Shake you're going to get. I think every now and then he's going to pop off for a big game and then have a lot of games like today. I think that's just who Shake is over the course of his NBA career. But Maybe he'll prove us wrong if that's the case. I'm hoping he'll be consistent. But DFS was the reason why the Lakers made the trade, or in Joe's case, to get rid of D'Lo. I don't know. Again, I'm still up in the air on it when it comes to DFS. I'd like to see more, but the question is, John, will he be given the opportunity to do more as he grows more as a Laker?
I mean, I sure do hope that he's at least given the opportunity, especially because if he's not given the opportunity, I would feel like, we let our point guard and a playmaker that we have on our team walk for someone we're not even going to give a chance to. Like, I think he should absolutely have the opportunity. Now, whether he earns that opportunity is going to be up to him in the way he plays. I do think that I've said this a lot on this channel. I don't think that any team should have one starting lineup, right? I think you should, depending on who you're playing, the league is all about matchups and matchup that night. I think that there are some nights that it makes sense to have him out there. But for now, I know a lot of people were doing Dorian Finney-Smith over Rui talk, but I would let Rui keep rocking out for now. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I would let Rui keep rocking out and see where Dorian Finney-Smith can fit in. I mean, I think we got to remember it's so tough, y'all. Like at least even myself, I watch so much basketball. Sometimes I could um forget that these guys are human beings, right? Like these guys have lives, outside of this. Like it's tough to get traded to a whole different team, figure out their system, find your role within their system, find your role where you're going to thrive within their system. In a couple of games in, so I would say leave him off that bench for now, so he could find his role, so he could find his groove on his team, and depending on the matchup that we have that night, see if he can find more of a role that night. But for now, I said we keep rocking out with Rui, and JJ better give him a chance because, like I said, we didn't just give him up for nothing. And just like how Joe said, I am expecting absolutely nothing from Shake. Like if he brings me something, great. If he doesn't, it is what it is. He was just add on to the trade.
Sean, let me bring it back to you. Austin Reeves was someone who's been talking heavily upon him, especially since the D'Angelo trade has given him more of a primary role in the playmaking. I know that John and I have talked about it. Joe and I have talked about it. And you've shared your thoughts on it on both playback and here. Not a great shooting game for him as well. And if you can score 119 and get Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves to shoot a combined 12 for 35, that should be a good victory for the Lakers when you get those guys not playing or shooting well and you're still able to get the victory. But tonight, could fatigue have been possibly the issue for him? Because so much has been on his plate lately. 6 turnovers, still got to 20 points because he was able to get to the free throw line. Your thoughts on Austin Reeves? Again, still trying to acclimate himself to a larger role in the playmaking for the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress there. There's still going to be some things that he can't do, just from a basic athleticism perspective, from the facilitating point of view. So it's more about with Austin, it's more about, and he's been working on this a lot, Jill. It's more about angles and understanding situations and defenders and where they are on the floor and understanding where other guys like their sweet spots to be and trying to get them in the positions that they can. Like, it's not easy. Chris Paul and Steve Nash made it easy to orchestrate where your sweet spot is and get you the ball 9 times out of 10. It's going to be a work in progress with Austin. It's still going to be. I'll say the same thing I said before. His dribble is improved, but it's still not tight. His dribble is not tight. And Gerald, he tends to. I don't know why he does this, but if you watch him, for some reason, as soon as he goes above the break, for some reason, he'll step sideways instead of facing up the guard. I don't know why he turns his hips. He just it's just you have to lower the ball naturally, and he leaves himself open for just swipes, especially with a loosey goosey dribble. Other than that, he's done an admirable, great job, Gerald. He really has. He's pretty much showing his generation. He's turning into his generation's like Dan Marley, Manu Ginobili, like a versatile guard.
Yes, I agree. He's turning into a versatile guard. Let's hope he can just improve on the playmaking and ball handling. But that's the second time in 2 weeks he's had 6 turnover games. So
his dribble, I'm not sure what.
But the thing is, we've also said about LeBron too. LeBron also has a propensity for high turnovers. I mean, he leads has the record of all time of turnovers.
I'm going to say this, Gerald. Phil Tandy couldn't fix it. I don't think anybody can.
Yeah, that's true. Good point there. Very good point there. I mean, it's just something that I think we're going to have to deal with. Golden State, for instance, for all the success they have, one thing they've never been able to cure is the turnovers on that team. It's always something that's addressed and talked about constantly by Steve Kerr. So, and they've won quite a few titles over the years, in recent times. So, turnovers for LeBron and AR will probably still be a thing going forward. But as long as we can still continue to get the W's, that's all that should matter. Right here for us, the Lakers Fast Break. Joe, again, we faced a team tonight. I know you don't consider any defense being played during the course of the season, and Atlanta, they must have heard you in the locker room or played some clips from you in the locker room, because they decided not to play defense tonight, and it made the work for the Lakers that much easier.
Yeah, it's
and they had the day off.
The Lakers seem to lose those back-to-back games from their opponents, so it was good that they had a day off.
4-1 in back-to-back games this year, Joe. Fifth best record in the NBA.
That's when the Lakers are playing the back end of a back-to-back. I'm talking about when the Lakers play a team that's playing on the back end of a back-to-back. They seem to lose to those teams that are on a back-to-back. That's what I meant. They took it. The Lakers took advantage of the matchups. They took advantage of the fact that Atlanta was not making shots at the beginning of the game, and they never really recovered. I was waiting for Atlanta maybe to get on a hot streak, because usually when you see a lot of missed shots like that at the beginning of the game, you're like, ooh. And there was some apprehensiveness and some worry by us at the beginning. Hey man, Lakers should be up 12-13 by now, and that's usually a dangerous game to play when you're not taking advantage of your opponent missing shots, wide open shots. But Atlanta never really recovered. They were able to contain Trey Young enough to where he wasn't shooting threes left and right. The few shots that he did shoot from three were almost one was from a logo three. You're gonna give him that shot every time. And he had a few good runs there where he had some open shots, but primarily they were on him. Game plan was very good tonight. JJ Redick deserves a lot of credit, and LeBron played the perfect game in terms of minutes played and his execution. It's very, very, very specific here, guys. When AD and LeBron get rest, they are dangerous basketball players. They are very dangerous basketball players. That's why we're begging for help. We are begging that there's some help. And I think when you talk about the trade to Brooklyn for, in terms of getting DFS and Shake for D'Lo, I don't know if it was fully to really, really bring some advancements to this team, or to get rid of a player that was kind of draining this team. D'Angelo was draining this team. And the opposite of that was Connect hitting shots at the end of games, and it was DFS hitting shots at the end of the games. And that was the production that this team needed. Imagine that same scenario that happened here in the fourth quarter when the Lakers finally kind of got away from Atlanta. Those were the shots that D'Lo was missing all year. And then usually what happens is you miss that wide open three, the other team comes, shoots a three, You have a 6-point turnaround from that shot. The game has become a minute-to-minute decision-making business. And the results have to match those decisions. If you're going to decide to shoot a 3 when you probably should get the easier basket because you want to create distance or you want to make a statement that you're going to probably, start getting away from your opponent, you got to make that shot. You have to make that shot, because if you make that shot and then the other team spends 20 seconds to score 2 points, you still win that series. Mm-hmm. That is basketball now. All the people who talk about, oh my God, basketball's all threes and blah, blah, blah. Why, folks? It's about winning, right? Well, that is the best percentage of winning. If you don't believe me, go ask Dame Lillard. He explained this in a podcast. He said, we tried to play like the old school NBA game, but we kept getting behind. We were spending 20 seconds scoring 2 points. They were spending 15 seconds sometimes hitting 2 threes.
Oh, you'll like this one, Joe. Sorry. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Danny from LA says, has Joe admitted he was wrong about Bronny yet? The guy who came in the last few seconds.
Garbage minutes.
Garbage time and shot up an air ball. The guy who is shooting, 25% from 3, I think? I'll have to look up his stats. I think last time I checked it was 25. So, Danny, he's outside of one game, he's been pretty bad in the G League. But okay, nobody's admitting they're wrong here about Bronny yet. But go ahead, Joe. I don't want to speak for you.
I am going to admit that the Lakers are playing better than I thought they would.
No pointing, buddy. Jeez.
Yeah, the Lakers are playing much better than I thought they would, and I'm happy that I was wrong on that.
As am I.
Max Christie, sure, he's playing better, but I'm still not off that. I'm still not off that train in terms of his future. Today was an interesting day to explain that too. Is he is afraid of contact. That's why it's so hard for him to get around those screens. He doesn't want to hit anything. And I've played basketball enough in my life to know those guys. I remember vividly for years playing pickup basketball. And the second you see an athletic, skinny kid that would even be taller than me play ball a little bit, the second he got into the paint, and I wasn't even trying to body him up. I was there. It bothers him. It takes him off the game. Look at Devin Booker. Even Devin Booker was complaining about double teams in a real NBA game. That's the audacity that guy has in his brain. He didn't just do it in a pickup game. He actually did it in the NBA. He's mad that they're double teaming him. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? So I didn't play ball professionally or in college, but I have played thousands and thousands of games of basketball. That is a fact.
I would love to see you hoop, Joe.
I can hoop, and it was a good time in my life. I haven't hooped in a few years here, but I am trying to get back into it. I'm trying, and I just started, playing golf again this last year. I was really lacking in that, but yeah, I'd love to get back into it, and yeah, I think Christie's got a lot of work to do still. But as far as Mr. Junior,
well, hold on, I've got an apology, everyone. I apologize. I said it was 25% from 3. I made a mistake. It's actually 21.2, so it's even worse than what I had quoted. So I want to sincerely apologize on behalf of everyone here at the Lakers Fast Break. He's averaging a whopping 13 points in the G League, Joe. And his free throws, he makes 2 out of every 3. 36% overall from the field, 21% from 3. Your thoughts? Again, rebounds, he's averaging 4 assists, just under 4 assists, 3 rebounds, averaging a steal a game. Okay, you won't like this, Magic Man. 4 assists to 3 turnovers a game. Yeah, that's not a
terrible.
ratio. Yeah,
That's terrible.
Joe, your thoughts? Right there.
Thoughts on what?
Mr. Bronny James.
I have no thoughts of Bronny James. I'm sorry.
Funny. Joe said thoughts on what?
Yeah, so in essence, I think it was Danny from LA. Our thoughts and opinions have not changed one iota on Bronny James. Yes, still not an NBA player. If his name was, I don't know, Joe Soro instead of Bronny James Jr.
He'd be a fucking legend.
Yeah, with those stats, John, he would not even be considered to be.
First of all, this is why basketball would have never worked for me. That's why I play football. I am 6'3" with shoes on, and I have huge palms with short fingers. That is already going to be a problem for me. Now, you can say that, hey, Barkley was only an inch and a half taller than me. I don't believe that, by the way. I think he's a legit 6'6".
You say you're 6'5"? What'd you say you were?
I'm 6'3". So, here's the just to kind of put in perspective on how freakish Charles Barkley was as an athlete. Charles was probably without shoes 6'4.5". That's what he says, right? And he had small hands. He said he couldn't palm the ball. And look what he did. Me, I just no way I would have ever been close to anything Charles Barkley, even though my mentality was probably closer to how he played. My athleticism was never. I was good in playing I was an all league center, and I was good at being the closest thing to Dermontti Dawson as I could be. Dermontti Dawson's an all-pro center for the Steelers back in the 90s. I loved to pull, and I loved to destroy human beings. That's really what I did. That's what I was good at. As far as basketball is concerned, it's more towards recreational basketball. I just didn't have the basketball kind of organized college type athleticism that would have worked.
So let me get John back in here. John, Nick T in the super chat. Thank you so much for.
What were you going to say, Sean?
I was going to say Charles had a great comeback for Ernie last night. Ernie said, Charles, Giannis just broke a record that you and Zion Williamson hold. And Charles said, what is it? Most hamburgers eaten in a 24-hour period?
On that note, John, let me bring it back into you here. Nick T in the super chat, thank you so much. He wanted to talk about the fact that Christie only got 4 shots compared to Austin Reeves' 18. Right now, this offense seems to be really geared towards 3 players getting the multitude of shots, with a little bit of thrown in there for Rui, and then some, I don't want to say crumbs for lack of a better term, but obviously when Christie's not feeling it or being aggressive enough, he is not getting the ball as much as maybe some people would like, because they love the fact that he is turned on in recent games to become, at least for now, a player that hopefully we can continue to count on going forward. John, your thoughts when you see the fact that there's a big 18 behind Austin and only a 4 behind Christie?
No thoughts at all. That's the way it should be. Look all around the NBA. You have a chronological order that teams run by, right? That's actually, not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. I'm about to give you guys some real fucking game right here. All right. So if you ever hear someone say at any level of basketball, say like, "Oh, our team is so good because we just have so many players that we can go to in clutch moments," that team fucking sucks. Because you want to know what makes a good team is knowing who are the big dogs, who are the little homies, who's gonna play some defense, who's gonna be ready to shoot that shot, and when we need a bucket or we need something, let's put the ball in. We all know where we're going, and let's put the ball in this guy's hands, and whatever this guy wants, let's get it set up for him. And you have to know that. But if you don't know that as a team, you probably are not a very good team. You're probably just not. So I say that to say, I have no problem with Max Christie getting the least amount of shots because chronological order, this team goes. I mean, you can flip flop, AD, LeBron, whoever you want, and then AR. And then, like how Gerald said, everybody just crumbs. Get in where you fit in. You want to score? Be in the right position when AR blows by his defender.
Ask for that ball, John. Ask for that ball.
Ask for the ball, yes, but I'm talking as in like you talking about Max Christie not shooting that many shots and AR shooting that many shots. Well,
but you know what Gerald means, though, right, John? Like,
what do you mean?
Like you said, like there's the three top dogs. There's AD, LeBron, and AR. If you don't call for the ball, I'm not going to pass it to you. That's what That's what Gerald means.
The same thing with Connect when he was early in the season. Okay, you guys wanted him to shoot more, get the ball more. He's got to go to the coach. He's got to go to LeBron. Say, "Hey, I'm open. I'm going to hit the shot. Get me the damn ball."
Okay. And as far as Max Christie, I feel like we've all seen the fact that I feel like he lacks a little bit of confidence and he lacks that trust in himself to be like, "Yo, swing that, like swing it. Come on." I think he struggles with that a little bit. I do think that Dalton Connect side of his reason that he's not doing that is I think he's a rookie. He's trying to get in where he fit in.
I think they're both young players and they don't want to upset the balance of the team. They feel like if they go ahead and do so and speak out, it's a negative on them. But they don't realize in the end today's NBA, John, speaking out like that and backing it up with results is the best way to go ahead and improve your stature in the NBA.
Yes, but I think Dalton Connect, his is a lot more. His is a lot more understanding. He's a rookie. He's a rookie who's just happy to be here. This is Max Christie's second year. Right, this is third year in the league, right, guys?
Yes,
this is third year. Yeah, it's his third year in the league. You're not supposed to be timid, like, hey, maybe swing the ball. Like, yeah, swing that pill. Come on, I'm wide open. But he doesn't. He doesn't have that. But to the original point though about AR getting more than Max Christie, yo, come on, man. I that's how we should be. And if Christie was getting more than AR, then I'd be concerned, and then I'd have some thoughts.
Man, Joe's getting ripped, and he's not even talking. I don't know whose question do you want to or comment do you want to go ahead and address first, Joe? Magic Man, I will get it to you, my friend, but there are people taking shots at Joe left and right, and he's not. Well, Daddy from LA first, but Rodell has something for you, and then
Daddy from
LA. Darren followed it up with a cross of his own.
What did Darren say?
Okay. Well, Darren said, Joe, if that makes you happy, fine. This show is about basketball, and I have a mile more knowledge than you. Well, he is older than all of us, so he has more experience watching the game, and we need to give him credit for that. And then Rodell's was Joe doesn't like.
Wait, hold on. He knows more than me about basketball. How?
Here we go.
Just because you're a geezer doesn't mean you know more than me.
I'm just saying that's.
Drake's quoting. Joe,
so what is knowing more than me?
Joe's quoting Drake now.
I don't listen to Drake.
There are two rough.
All right. And then Rodell said,
"Fuck you in your ears."
Rodell, you want to come on the show and show me how much you know?
Ooh!
It sounds like a challenge, Darren.
I need to bring back Do You Know Lakers trivia? Maybe for our members. We'll go ahead and do that. Rodell says Joe doesn't like Christie because Stone said he wasn't an NBA player coming out of college. We need Stone to change Joe's mind on Christie.
I don't give a shit what
Max
Rodell says. Rodell is useless.
Max should be a decent role player. I agree
Rodell doesn't exist.
Well, I've been saying that he would.
He should change his name to Lodell. He should change his name to Lodell at this point. I don't even pay attention to Rodell. That's probably why you didn't hear me say anything. I saw Rodell's name on there. I was like, I just deleted it.
Me and Xbox. Pick and roll.
Darren says you're a football player. You admitted to the whole chat. They know who you are.
He also played. He said he played center.
You want to play? Do you want to play basketball, or so we can see how good you are at basketball?
What if we set up a live stream, y'all?
By the way, by the way, like there's been a lot of great athletes who have played either or sport in college and then played the other professionally.
Yeah, a lot.
Look, I've played almost every mainstream sport. I even played tennis after school and was pretty good. I played golf. I played basketball.
These
I played
guys
softball.
didn't play
I
growing
played
up
baseball.
with hockey.
I've played field hockey because there's no ice where I'm here.
There's no rinks out there in 1980. You got to go up to the California.
I loved playing hockey on the basketball court. That was a fun recess when we would play. I really actually, when I think about it, people would want to play kickball or they wanted to play softball. I'm like, no, let's play hockey. Getting that puck in that goal was like heroin to a heroin addict, man. It was great.
That is a crazy reference, Joe.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's a hard drug, and that was like a drug, man. When you got that puck in that hole.
JY, he said if Austin Reeves takes 18 shots a game, Lakers won't win 50 games. Brother, then who the will? I'm not saying Austin Reeves go take 18 shots a game, but don't tell me, yo, why is Austin Reeves taking 18 shots and Max Reeves taking 4? So it's like it has to come down some way, dog. And if it's gonna go LeBron AD, after LeBron AD, I want Austin Reeves taking all those shots, and everyone can get theirs where they fit in. So JY, I'm not saying that I need him to take 18 shots a game, but if he does, I'm cool with it. Go ahead, Sean. My fault.
Yeah, the chat's gotten goofy the last few weeks with their weird thought process.
I got something for Sean here in a second.
What do you want this team to do? They can't go
get goofballs.
They can't go get somebody to do this. They have to. The whole thing with, oh my God, Austin has 6 turnovers. Well, he's handling the ball, and he's not a point guard.
The usage rate goes up. Guess what's going to go up?
Oh my God, LeBron had 7 turnovers. Yeah, because he has the ball in his hand for 35 minutes. That's what happens. It's. What is it, Sean? What's that lane? You miss. What is it? You miss 100% of the shots you don't make, right? You don't want LeBron to handle the ball, so he has 0 turnovers. Then how are you going to win? How are you going to win if you only have Austin to handle the ball when LeBron can breathe a minute? You know, I know LeBron has got this amazing stamina and longevity, but he's still a human being. You got to say it's the rest. You know, you got to give some. You're going to have AD play point guard. I know he played point guard in high school, but those days are gone.
I love Henry. I love you, Henry. Got nothing but love, my friend. Sean, that's perfect right there.
Yeah, it is.
Glad you enjoyed the game from Crypt right there, my friend.
This team really got a dose of reality about a month ago when they lost by 41 in Miami, Gerald.
Yeah.
But since then, 2 things have happened. One is, Austin Reeves is taking more than 15 shots a game, and Max Christie was inserted in the starting lineup. And since an OT loss, Gerald, since an OT loss to Atlanta, the Lakers are 8-3. They're 8-3 since that blowout that we suffered in Miami. 8-3. They've responded pretty well. This month, if you go 8-3 again, guess what? In December and January, you went 16-6. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So Thanos got. Oh, I was going to say he's got something for you right here when you got a chance. Go ahead, my friend.
Go ahead.
One thing I like that I'm seeing in general, Damon says, is that it seems like more different people there's different contributors to our games these days. One day it's Connect, another day it's AR, another night was Christie. DFS helped out a little bit coming off the bench, Connect in the first half. Your thoughts? Is that somewhat of the same impression to you, Sean?
Yes. Everybody's trying to contribute with their strengths, and if their primary or secondary strength isn't there, they're trying to do something else. As you're seeing, Gerald, you know, at this point, like Joe said, like I don't know what else we should expect as Laker fans from these guys. I think they're giving us every ounce of effort and concentration they can. Just it's some games it's not there. That being said, though, with the addition that we've just had, I'm just gonna show a quick video here, Gerald. This is the impact one player can have on a team defense. Ready?
Make sure the volume's off. Make sure the volume's off. Okay.
Yep. Here we go. This is DFS on one possession. That's the difference one player can make, Gerald. Like we said, like defensive effort is contagious.
Sorry, Sean. I wasn't meaning to laugh. I was laughing at something my friend said. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
I don't care.
I'll show it to you after you're done. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm finished.
Yeah.
But he contributed well.
But he was at the store. Look at this book. Can you guys read it? Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. Who is LeBron James? What the hell is this? New York bestseller series. Did you guys know about this? It's like a kid's book.
Gerald doesn't. I don't think Gerald scopes Reddit. I scope Reddit for the.
Actually, Sean made a Reddit page for us about a year and a half ago. That's the last time I looked at Reddit. JSJ. I don't do Reddit.
Isn't that the Twitter of the sports forum world?
I don't do Reddit.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry.
It is.
It's basically a bunch of Darrens over there, right?
Yeah, with like who think they're meme ninjas,
who think they're badasses behind their computers, and they're really guys that like to climax in themselves.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to cleaner, Joe.
That's why I said climax.
He said swear jar. Yeah, he didn't say anything about expression.
Never mind.
That's not a bad word.
It's the innuendo. Is that what you
Cinemax?
Yeah, it's Cinemax. Okay. Yeah.
Come on, man. You got a punch here to get the timestamp, right? Just beep it.
It's too late. It's already, most of our audience has already seen it, Joe, as is.
You! Sorry.
Raven came in like a ball of fire, but went out like a patty cake.
Yeah.
And this is the Lakers Fast Break podcast.
Patty cake.
Sean Grice clapping there. It is me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Thank you so much for 2,000 plus subscribers. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Lakers win tonight, 119-102. They head on the road, guys, for the Texas two-step with Houston, who will be hopefully talking about more tomorrow. Sean is going to hopefully head up that at the show. Be interesting to see what goes on there. But Sean, let me bring it back to you. What are you looking for when the Lakers head to Texas against Houston, who they can make up a full game on if they win, and then Dallas without Luka as well? What are your thoughts? I probably send it to you.
Oh, me? Oh,
yes. Joe already.
They've lost 3 or 4 on their current homestand right now, Gerald. Couple of competitive losses to the Wolves and the Mavs, and then they just got the doors blown off the Toyota Center tonight against the defending champs. So something tells me they'll be itching and scratching and clawing to try and get a victory. But you know what, Gerald? I like playing the Rockets on a Sunday because every time I've seen the Lakers play the Rockets on a Sunday at the Toyota Center, I think they've won 4 out of 5 that I remember.
Well, there was that one I don't know if it's 4 or 5 because they lost last year at the Toyota Center, and then the year before that was when Joe was screaming so loud, hotel security was banging on my door.
Yeah, was that on a Sunday though?
Was on. I don't know if it was on Sunday. I just knew
I'm
it was.
talking about Sunday at the.
Oh, it's just on Sundays.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My my most vivid memory of the Lakers playing the Rockets on a Sunday at the Toyota Center was Ron Artest's return after he signed with the Lakers. It was almost you could have fast forwarded about 7 months to when Kobe passed it to Ron above the break there for the three. Exact same play, basically. And Ron went to center court, did the timeout, and that was all for Houston. I'm hoping for a similar result, Gerald, but I think we're going to have to live with a split. I think we could beat Dallas without Luka. I really do.
Who knows? They may not even have Kyrie. You never know.
You never know. So I think it's a split. I feel better about our chances in Dallas than Houston, but who knows? We could go 2-0. We'll see. Houston's a very, very, very scrappy team. I will say this though, Gerald. Şengün is a better test for I feel this year for AD than Sabonis is.
Playing really well.
Şengün's kind of turned into a complete player all of a sudden, and that's going to be a great matchup to watch.
So funny because Cam Whitmore is now their gunner coming off the bench, and although he didn't get good results today as they got beat by Boston handily at home at the Toyota Center. It's be interesting to see what happens. I remember last time Cam Whitmore ran wild on the Lakers and JHS and all that. But Joe, again, we're going to just talk about it, beat to death. This is the time where the Lakers can take advantage of the schedule. It's not going to probably be this pretty or at least as good in February or March. So the time is now to get some wins under your belt, and hopefully that will pay off with a better record by the end of the season.
It's only going to help them after the All-Star break. They don't have to be as stressful after the All-Star break. The better their position is at the end of January. I think it also will add more urgency for Rob to figure out a way to get this team more talent too. If they were really kind of crap in the bed, they'd probably call it, just roll with what they have. But I think the winning also will put a foot up his rear, and that he has to absolutely take advantage of this. What I didn't anticipate before the year started was I didn't anticipate this much parity this year. Last year, you had it a little bit, but you still had your mainstays. I felt comfortable that Denver would probably get to the finals again. I didn't know if Boston was going to make it all the way through exactly. I knew they were going to probably get to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I thought maybe Philly might do something at that point, but we saw what happened with injuries and everything. So this year it's even. Cleveland is good. Boston is good. Oklahoma City is good. But I think those are the only three, and I'm not really scared of all three, especially in a. We would have to know. The Lakers have to get to the finals to know this, but let's say the Lakers somehow made it to the finals and played Cleveland, right? Cleveland now playing in the regular season versus playing a seasoned LeBron and AD who've won championships, and it's the LA Lakers, and that's a different ball game versus when it doesn't mean as much. So those type of things, I'd say, I would give me a little bit more hope if the Lakers were able to get there. But they're gonna need to put some pressure on Rob here and play very well for the next 3.5 weeks. Then when you start getting close to that deadline, it's like, hey, dude, this team needs just one or two guys, and you're going to be able to make a run. And that's how I see it playing out.
Before we head on out, John, I guess as Darren continually takes shots at me, I guess he's
what's going on with Darren tonight? I feel like Darren.
He's now upset at Henry. Henry's just a happy guy. He just went to the game at the Crypt.
Well, Darren went full. I'm sorry, I have to say. Well, he went full re. He went full re. You know what? And
hold on.
Is that in and out? God.
No, he really went like he was kind of half for a while there because he is, he's kind of half. He's half for sure. But he went
did say one
full
thing
by saying something probably the dumbest thing tonight, which was Reeves is only doing what he's doing so he can stat pad. What does he have to do? What are you talking about? Stat pad? I thought you knew more than us.
That's a crazy one. But listen, the one thing that he did say that makes him a credible, liable source is the fact that he said, "I'm a baller."
Oh, he's a baller. So he wears that little thing here, right? That makes him a baller.
I wish it was a little bit taller.
I wish it was a baller.
Oh, he called you a baller.
He said, "I'm a baller."
Yeah, but how does he know you're a baller?
You could just look at me, Joe.
How do you know he's not just kissing your ass?
You could just look at me, Joe. I'm a bucket.
Okay.
I'm a bucket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Darren says Reeves is taking too many shots.
Darren's flag is half raised. He's a bit flaccid. Henry, you're the winner tonight. You went to the Laker game. They won. You're almost happily married man, and you burned the hell out of senior citizen.
And he's got some in and out.
A senior citizen, chill.
It's got
Darren's a senior.
Yeah, just in that case, again, we're just gonna.
Sean, you remember that video I sent you earlier today?
Yes.
You see what happens with seniors when they think they're tough?
Yeah.
They fall off their scooters from a garden hose. They make funny noises when they land. You want to hear what it sounds like?
Come on, guys. Let's just, keep the peace. Do we always have to go at each other in the chat?
Yeah.
Especially after wins.
What's going on?
It's more the savagery after a win than a loss.
I'm trying to stay happy and positive here after a win. I get called out on the last game because I said the Lakers weren't a championship team. And
yeah, but who is LeBron James, though?
But who is LeBron James?
Yeah, who is LeBron James?
Who is LeBron James? Yeah.
James Braun.
There you go. CJ, yes, go Lakers. And of course, the Lakers win 119-102. We'll be back tomorrow. The Lakerholics will be on at 11 o'clock in the morning. So you can get your fix, Darren, there as well. I know that you're a very integral part of their chat. I think you're always trying to challenge Laker Tom. So it'd be interesting to see what he has to say, as Laker Tom, I'm sure, has some more crazy trade scenarios in mind. So go ahead and check it out today.
And that Christian Coloco breakthrough, Gerald, it's right
around
there.
the corner.
He's about to pop through that membrane and become the double threat. What university did he go to again, Gerald? Arizona.
Yes, and I remember Adam saying before he went off that he was hoping that Coloco would get more time and deep.
Better career in the end as a Wildcat, Gerald. Bryce James or Christian Coloco?
I'm going to say Coloco. Yeah. I'm not sure James. Man, I don't know who's worse. Which James kid?
Can we talk about how good of a game Connect had tonight?
First half, yes. First half. 11 points.
Half.
Yes.
So why did it change in the second?
I know he didn't get enough touch. He didn't get too many touches. He did miss, an opportunity. But yeah, look at the numbers.
So why isn't he playing better throughout an entire game? Is it just not being able to get in with the flow because he's still learning the process? Like, what is it?
You mean consistent minutes?
Mm-hmm. He only played 5 minutes in the second half, Joe.
Why? And he hit an important shot.
Again, maybe I'm assuming a lot of it has to do with defense, because his defense is
that bad?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty soft at this point.
He's still kind of like stiff out there. He's not relaxed. Like, you got to be a little relaxed.
He's still thinking too much, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. What's up, sports baby? Great to have you here.
I mean, 15 minutes scores 13 points from 7 shots. That's pretty damn good, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really a thinking issue?
Well, we got 6 threes off our bench tonight. Reddish hit a 3 for God's sakes.
And by the way, this is the most unidentifiable team I've seen. Every time I thought Cam was hitting a shot, I thought it was Coloco. Every time I saw Austin hit a 3, I thought it was Connect. Like I couldn't tell who anybody was.
Clones. It's like Attack of the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clones.
It was like watching 3 Amigos, a bunch of Amigos running around everywhere. I knew where Bronny James was though. That was an easy one.
He's on the bench.
he was the one that couldn't play.
And when he did, he shot that air ball. Need I say more on that one? But the Lakers do win 119-102. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully 2 shows. Magic Man's got a good interview possibly coming up tomorrow night. And then don't forget the Lakerholics crew at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Michael Heinrich, L. Rob, Jamie Sweet, and Laker Tom will be there for you. So full crowd on the Lakerholics crew tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And JY says, as Joe flashed up there, how much did LeBron pay for that never-ending hairline? Okay.
I believe when LeBron retires, you're going to see him with a lot more hair, probably a couple years after he retires.
Okay. Is Reddish on the team because he's a Dookie panel?
No, Reddish is on the team because we had to pick between 50 feet of crap and what was left.
And yeah, that was what was left.
We have to play Reddish because Gabe Vincent stinks.
This is true. And you paid him $10 million plus. John, what's coming up for you in the near future on Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner before we head on out?
If you guys want to follow me, please do. Follow everything that I got going on with Lakers Corner. Lakers Corner on YouTube. That is a Lakers page. I'll talk all about the Lakers. I'm actually about to go do a recap video right after this right now on this game that we just saw. So please go check that out. Subscribe. Go check me out on TikTok. It is Lakers_corner. And then same thing on Instagram and Twitter. It's Lakers Corner #2. And also check them out. Clutch Talk NBA Talk Show. But besides that, appreciate you guys. And I'll see you boys on Sunday.
There you go. Indeed. Sean, who do you have as a possible guest tomorrow to make sure everything goes through?
Yeah, we're hoping to grab Frank from the Chop Shop, Gerald. He just obviously great work over there for the on behalf of the Houston Rockets. He's a great interview, very knowledgeable. Check out Frank the Tank on Twitter, and his YouTube channel is very, very in depth. If you want to get into like anything basketball, but particularly if you're looking for a good source to figure out how to watch the Rockets play tomorrow, Frank's a great source. So hopefully we'll have him on and be talking some LeBron. He's a fan of LeBron and what he thinks about Houston's scorching start so far this year.
Chris, thank you, brother. I just want to say thank you to Chris. Chris said he followed me. Thank you, Chris. I don't know if you're talking on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, but I appreciate any of them.
Yep.
And with that, we sorted out the Reeves conundrum, Joe's patty cake that didn't show up.
Yeah, I'm still searching for the range. And, he's probably going to comment after. He's probably going to comment after. I'll email you, Sean, if he does comment after the show. So those comments are usually the nastiest towards us. So
yeah, you had your opportunity to come on, and you didn't want the heat from El Zorro.
I guess indeed. But speaking of Zorro,
I also asked that Dinbat during the show. He's not showing up. Where is he? Show up on the show.
Again, all you guys have to do, Lakers Fast Break at yahoo.com.
Come on, old man. Show me what you got.
Email us.
I'm about to do this recap.
Show me what you got.
And with that, don't forget Joe's game, fighting game, indie game of the year, hopefully. It is Corrupt, Coreupt on Steam. Once again, the Lakers do win.
Joe, if you could fight Darren with a corrupt character, who would it be?
Destroy.
YYC says, what's Sean's record with that Jerry West jersey on?
What's a good question? So I wore it tonight, wore it the other night, wore it on Christmas Day. I think we're undefeated this year with me wearing the Jerry West jersey.
All right. Make sure you put that sucker in the wash and get ready to wear it again when we go to head to Houston. But for John Costa, Clutch Talk Lakers Corner, Sean Grice, the Magic Man, Joe Sorrell, Mr. Corrupt, and Simblades with a Y.com. It is me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. The Lakers do win 119-102. Hopefully you will have a great weekend with us right here. Coming up with the Lakerholics, Sean's great interview with Frank from the Chop Shop, and of course on Sunday with the Lakers coming up as well in the near future with Houston. It is, of course, a great Lakers weekend for you right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
Joe, I think you should give Darren the Tony Clifton treatment when he comes on.
Do you want me to do the Jim Carrey one or the actual real Tony Clifton one?
No, the Jim Carrey one.
God, he really killed. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Of course.
Because I went, of course, to YouTube to see the real Tony Clifton. I'm like, dude, Jim Carrey outdid Tony Clifton. Dude, it's like, what's that on your seat? Oh, that's not cheap. That's your ass.